everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm going to do the part 2 of the 4th lesson in grade 9 history. So part 1 I have already uploaded, and if you haven't watched it yet, I will put the link in the description box so you will be able to watch it. Alright, let's get into the lesson. So in part 1 we talk about how do the European nation arrive to India, and today we are going to talk about how do India become a colony of the British. So in Europe, the English and the French were fighting. English and French were fighting against them. So what has happened? The French arrived to India, and before French arrived, English were capturing the India. Okay, you all know that there are 4 European nations arrived to India. They are Portuguese, Dutch, English, and French. So before French, English has been arrived. So the arrival of the French in India was a threat to the English. So at the mid of the 18th century, the power of the Portuguese and Dutch had been declined, and therefore the English and the French were fighting against to establish their power in India. Okay, so after the death of India's last Mughal emperor Aurangzeb in 1707, Aurangzeb is the last emperor of the Mughal Empire, and Aurangzeb was died in 1707, and the Mughal Empire had been suffered due to its downfall. So as I told you in my last part 1 video that there are various ethnic groups in India and also various type of religions and all. So these so there are some so the Mughal Empire was established with different other regional kingdoms in India. So these regional kingdoms in India were fighting with these small kingdoms were fighting each other to establish their power in Mughal Empire. So due to this lack of unity, due to the lack of unity between these small kingdoms, the English took the benefits of that. So what has done the English? The English has been processed their naval power, and they took their support of the English East India Company, received the support from the government of England, and they were fighting against with the French to capture the inland areas of India. So in this way, the English captured Madras, which was under the French city, and Pondicherry. So Madras and Pondicherry with other cities under French. So you can see the picture of Madras and also Pondicherry here in the screen. So these Madras and Pondicherry were the cities under the French, and English, however, fight with the French and established their power in coastal areas of India. So this after capturing the Pondicherry, the English and the French battles came into end. So with this defeat, by capturing the Pondicherry, the power of the French became very weak also. So the establishment of power of the English in the inland areas were begun. Now the French were very weak now, so the English were thought of establishing their power in the inland parts of India. How did they start? They start by starting to capture it from Bengal. So you can see where Bengal is situated in the picture here in the screen. What has happened? The English took the advantage of the disunity of the Bengal. So in Bengal, now the Bengal is surrounded with other areas. The people were fighting against, and there was a disunity between Bengal and other areas, and the English took the advantage of this disunity. So the English were succeeded to capture Bengal and to take Bengal into their hand into the rule of the British East India Company at the end of 18th century. Okay, so I will highlight the Bengal here. So the English governors who were appointed in India the English governors were appointed to India, and they were taught to expand their power in inland parts of the India by adopting various strategies such as wars, and wars is the main strategy of that time. Okay, so they were thought of improving their strategy. So at the moment they improved their strategies by using important two strategic policies. What are those? Subsidiary agreement and bona vacantia theory. Those are the two important agreements or strategic policies under the English to expand their power. So remember, what are the two important agreements? Subsidiary agreement and bona vacantia theory. Right. Now if we talk about subsidiary agreement strategy, the British East India Trade Company was what they had done is the English East India English East India Trade Company has been told to the native leaders that they will give the security for their kingdom if you only obtain their service. If you give the service for them, they will provide the security of those kingdoms. So why is that? How? Now it means if we talk about in terms of this agreement, the kingdoms which obtained services of English army, if they were failed to pay the company the charges, what has happened? The kingdom will be taken to the English. That's the main idea of them, not to give the security, to take the kingdoms to their hand. Okay, they're not thinking about others, the English mainly. Okay, so through these strategies, the English were able to capture Hyderabad and Mysore. So you can see these two cities in the map here, right? So according to bona vacantia theory, the kingdoms if we talk about the bona vacantia theory, there are some kingdoms without any rightful heir to the throne. So what that time, if that heir of the throne, if that king was died, that kingdom was considered to be belonging to the English company. Like that way. So they has been used that strategy, and they established their power in some of the small kingdoms such as Jaipur and Nagpur. So you can see these two cities in the map here in the screen. Right. So at the middle, it means at the middle of the 19th century, the English were succeeded to capture lot of parts of the India by using adopting these kind of strategies. Okay, now we are going to talk about Sepoy Rebellion of 1857. Who are the Sepoy soldiers? Yes, Sepoy soldiers are the Indians who were enlisted in the army under the English. Okay, who are Sepoy soldiers? The Indians who were enlisted in the army under the English were known as the Sepoy soldiers. Even though India is a very large country, the English army could not provide the security to this country alone. So therefore, the English has listed an army because the Indians are there all around India. So because of that, the Indians are very huge. There are a lot of Indian people in India, so that the English soldiers have brought them to India. So most of the Indians in the Sepoy army were Hindus and Muslims. You know that the Sepoy army was consist with Hindus and Muslim people. Lot of them are there, Hindus and Muslims. So in 1857, the Sepoy soldiers has organized a massive rebellion against the rule of the English. We call this as the Sepoy Rebellion. What is Sepoy Rebellion? Sepoy Rebellion means in 1857 the Sepoy soldiers launched a huge rebellion against the rule of the English. We call that as the Sepoy Rebellion. So from the very beginning onwards, the Indians did not like the rule of the British East India Company, and time to time the Indians has launched different types of rebellions, and English and during the 1763 to 1856 there have erupted 25 such of rebellion. You can see which I have highlighted here. You can see during the period from 1763 to 1856, there erupted over 25 of such rebellions. The English crushed. So the English has to stop these kind of rebellions, because they were afraid that this rebellion will be spread to different parts of India, Pakistan, different parts of India. So they were afraid of this one. The rebellion that the Sepoy soldiers was launched in 1857 was not limited, and it was expanded outside the army, and it also spread among the general public. The general public mean the normal people was spread among these rebellion. So the English had to stop this rebellion, and they had to face a lot of hardships to stop this rebellion. So in some areas, the Sepoy soldiers has joined with the normal people, and was able to uh, drive away the English from some of those areas, and they were able to establish independent part to that area. So because of these reasons, the 1857 rebellion was a very landmark event to the history of the independent movement of India. Okay, the Sepoy Rebellion is a good landmark event. So there are some number of factors that caused the eruption of the Sepoy Rebellion. So you can see a picture of the Sepoy Rebellion here in your textbook. Right, what are the reasons that led to the 1857 rebellion? So the first one, the strong decision that Indians had against the policy that the English had adopted in capturing the areas in India. What that means, children? This means that the Indians does not like the policies of the English. The English has organized and had some policies of capturing the areas in India, and the English does not like this one. The second point, the disappointment that the Indians felt against the rule that was carried out by the English for the benefit of the people. That means benefit of the English. So what that means the English are carrying out this rule not for the benefit of the Indians. That is for the benefit of the English. So this disappointment that the Indians felt was really not good. Third one, crippling of local industries and loss of job opportunities because of the economic policies adopted by the English company. That means that the British company has adopted different kind of economic policies, and under these economic policies, the people will lose their job opportunities, and also they have to stop the local industries also. So the Indians were really disappointed of this reason also. Fourth one, the patronage given by the English government to spread Christianity, neglecting the rituals and beliefs of the native people. From the beginning, I have told that India is a country with different ethnic groups, different religion, different rituals, and different beliefs. So these people English government was want to spread the Christianity, and they neglected the Indian people rituals and beliefs also. That's also not good. The disappointment felt by Sepoy soldiers towards the English. So the disappointment that felt of the Sepoy soldiers towards the English also another reason. Right. Right, let's go to the next point, the nature of the rebellion. What is the nature of the rebellion? So, the intermediate cause, what is that intermediate cause of the Sepoy Rebellion? Was a big here you can read from here to here, because India they are telling about the intermediate cause of the Sepoy Rebellion. Okay, let's get started. The English introduced a new type of rifle called Enfield rifles for the use of the Sepoy army. Okay, English has introduced a new type of rifle called Enfield rifle for the usage of the Sepoy army. And these cartridges are used for these kind of rifles, and these cartridges came in packaging. So they had to broke it. So they had to open it very hard from the teeth. So this Sepoy soldiers has a rumor spread. There's a rumor spread among the Sepoy soldiers that these cartridges are there is some fat, pork fat was applied on these cartridges. And Hindus consider the cow is to be a sacred animal, and also Muslims has considered the pig to be an unclean animal. So Sepoy soldiers has believed that the English gave them these kind of cartridges by applying a fatten to make that fatten into their body. They think it like that way. So therefore the Sepoy soldiers refused to use this new type of rifle, and the English officers and the Sepoy, there is a conflict between English and the Sepoy soldiers. So that was the intermediate cause of the Sepoy Rebellion. So, meanwhile, the Sepoy soldier called Mangal Pandey. So you can see the picture of him here in your textbook also. So Mangal Pandey is a Sepoy soldier, and he was shot. He shot an English military officer. So English has imposed different kind of penalty on Mangal Pandey, and the disappointment so the Sepoy soldiers were disappointed about this one, and on 10th May 1857, the 10th May 1857, the Sepoy soldiers who are in the Meerut military camp were shot by the English military officers. So there is the Indian soldiers were under the English one, and however Indians fled from there and went to launch the rebellion. So the Sepoy soldiers went to the city of Delhi, and they captured the Delhi city. So meanwhile, the rebels were rose against the English rule, and it was declared until to Bahadur Shah. Bahadur Shah was, you can see a picture of Bahadur Shah in the screen. So Bahadur Shah was a Mughal ruler in Delhi, and he was the emperor of India. So this political news was spread among this Delhi and also throughout the India also. So the rebellion, however, the rebellion was spread to many parts of India. According to the north of India also, the rulers who are in the north of India joined to this rebellion, and they fight against the English, and the English had to suffer different kind of hardships for this one. So like that way, the many of the north of India were under the not under the English, it is under the Sepoy soldiers. Okay, so it is a great achievement done by these Sepoy soldiers. So it was considered that now English has considered that loss of city, the New Delhi city is considered as a very loss to them. Why? Because city of Delhi is the capital city of India. Okay, so therefore the English had to fight a bit with these Sepoy soldiers to recapture the city of Delhi, and there were different kind of battles, and the Sepoy soldiers were suffered from these things. So the English was succeeded to recapture the New Delhi city, and finally they were able to stop this rebellion on July 1858. I have highlighted here July 1858. The English were able to recapture all the areas in north of India. That's how the nature of the rebellion was happened. So now we are going to talk about the reason that led to the failure of the rebellion. How do the rebellion was failed. So the rebellion, although the rebellion spread very fast because of the general disappointment that the Indians felt against the English, the rebels failed to continue to safeguard the areas they had captured from the English. It means now you know the rebellion was started due to the disappointment they felt against the English now. So however the rebels were failed to it means save was failed to save those safeguard to provide the security to the areas which were in which were in the hand of the soldiers. They were failed. So the English captured those areas. That's one important reason. So the rebels neither had a vision required for establishing a stable administration in the areas they captured, nor did they have a long-term plan for establishing a rule in those areas. So the Sepoy soldier does not have any vision, a mission and a vision of capturing these areas. So they does not even though they doesn't have any long-term plan of establishing a rule in those areas also. So, expect of the fear arms and the rebels had planted from the armories belonged into the English. The rebel did not have many means of providing the required weaponry either. So, English had different kind of weapons. They have different kind of weapons and different types of equipments to fight. But the rebels, the soldiers, the rebels one doesn't have these kind of weaponry either. That's a wonderful important point. For these reasons, the rebel had to fight against the English under very difficult circumstances. That's why the rebels was failed to fight against the English at the last moment. So the facts that nearly one half of the Indian soldiers continued to support the English army and that some of the citizens did not join the rebellion also contributed to suppression of the rebellion by the English. So some of the citizens, some of the general public did not join to the rebellion and they did not contribute to the rebellion to repel the English. That's one of the other reason. They were not united. The Indians who joined the rebellions did not lack fighting spirit, commitment to fight and dissension against the English, but the attacks the English launched could be resisted only because of the courage of the Indians had. The Indians who joined this rebellion did not have any spirit to fight. They don't know how to fight. They were afraid to fight, and because of that, however, the English attacked on them. But due to the coverage the rebels had, they were not able to kill or something was happened. So these are the reasons that were failed to the rebellion. Okay, so if we summarize them into points, here are the summarization of these important points. Lack of general plan or the future plan for the rebels. There is no any plan for the rebels. If we take simply, no plan, no planning, not organized. Not having a central leadership. There is no any leadership to the rebellion. You know, in our Sri Lanka, so Sri Lanka also had rebellions, right? So in 1848 struggle that you know in our Sri Lanka freedom struggle, there are some leaders there. Okay, there are some leaders there. We call in 84. If we take about the 1848 rebellion, Gongale Kodabanda is there, Puranappu, Tingirala, some of the leaders, right? So in this rebellion, the Sepoy Rebellion, there is no any leadership. Then lack of weaponry to resist the attacks of the English army. They doesn't have a weaponry, lack of weaponry. These weapons and fighting equipments. Poor exchange of messages and communication among rebels. There is a poor lack of messages and communication among the rebels. Support of some of the Indians being given to the English. So some of the Indians has been given the support to the English, not to the rebellion, but to the English people. Okay, right. This one, the impact of the rebellion. What is the impact of the rebellion? All to the 1857 rebellion was failed. There are some impacts. which were the crucial impacts for the India. What are they? The rule of the British East India Company was put to an end, and the responsibility of governing the India was taken over by the English government. So the rule of the British East India Company was ended, and the responsibility of governing this rule in the India was taken under the British government. Okay, the rule now the British East India Company was there. East India Company was up to an end, and the responsibility of ruling the India was taken under the English government. Britain agreed not to capture areas in India any further and to recognize the rights of the Maharajas. That means the Britain has agreed that they will not capture any areas in India, but to recognize the rights for these people. Maharajas mean the people. Granting religious freedom to India. The religious freedom that India has different religions now. The religious freedom was given to the Indians by the English. Indians began to manage the independent movement in a more organized manner. So Indians started to organize the independent movement very united manner, very having all the. So there are some failures now. They were thought of organizing it more advancedly. That's the important thing. Alright, so that's the end of this video. I will taught you the significant features of India's independent movement on the next part 3 video. So if you haven't watched the part 1 video, you can click on the description box link and watch it also. So thanks for watching my video. Have a nice day.